Well, hello, everybody. Bill Thornton, SoCal Saber here. And I'm going to wish everybody that's a mother a happy Mother's Day. I hope you've been having a good day, and that's probably why nobody will come on today. We'll see, though. And I'll just hold on to ramble a little bit. It's been a really nice day so far, a little bit windy, but I haven't really gone out of the house too much. I've been just doing stuff around the house. I'm going to go out after this scream is over. A couple things I'll talk about is somebody asked me what's the status of Purple Haze. I'm still learning Purple Haze. I should be able to do a demo on it in about a week. And I see one person up there, and what I really need some comments on is I'm trying to get my Blue Yeti mic back to working again. If you can hear me okay, please let me know. If you hear me breaking up, let me know that also. Just put a quick remark and a comment on the remarks. Anyway, Purple Haze, I'm learning it. I'm going to be doing a demo of the very first mission. It'll have some spoilers in it, but if everybody wants to learn this game, I think getting spoilers for the first mission is well worth the learning effort. And then what else has been going on lately? What I'm really excited about is a Kickstarter. They're releasing This War of Mine Edition 2. But they were kind enough as they're doing an edition 1 upgrade pack, which I did back. And I'm really looking back because I really like that game. And I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. It's going to be an upgrade pack. So check it out. Thanks a lot, Joe. Appreciate that. I've been having problems with this Blue Yeti for a while. And I think I might have the settings finally resolved. Yeah, well, let's see. So that was This War of Mine to talk about. Anybody been watching? If you're a sports fan, this is a really neat time. The NBA and the NHL playoffs are really, really good right now. What's really surprised me is the NBA East. A home team is not, and in the second round, a home team has not won a game yet. I hope that continues tomorrow when Boston plays to try to get theirs back after losing their 2 games at home. I don't have any other subjects that I have written down there, but if anybody's on and wants to talk about anything at all, or, bring it up, you guys, even if I'm talking about something, throw it in the remarks. Let me know what you want to talk about. I know it is Mother's Day. I wish everybody that is eligible a happy Mother's Day. In case any little moms stop by here at the channel today. Okay, as I'm glad a couple people have remembered it's the new times for my Talking About and my end of the month ones on the last Sunday of the month. I want the 3 p.m. starting this month today, and then on the 25th, which you see scrolling across the bottom there. See how that works. I was just trying to deconflict a little bit for Sunday late afternoons and evenings was getting a little jammed up by a lot of good creators and content, and so I just wanted to make sure that I could get mine separated a little bit from them. In fact, there's some of them over there I like to watch too. Just looking over at the hockey game, Winnipeg and Dallas is tied up in the second, 2-2. Hey, Joe, do you play any sports games? I can't remember if you told me this before or not. Sports board games or war board games? Okay, so what should I talk about then? Nobody's got any Oh, here we go. No sports, all war games. Oh, cool, Joe. I'm going to make a note of that. So if I make a note, I normally remember things then. I know you probably heard me talk about Purple Haze. Do you have Purple Haze? It's a pretty cool game. what are your favorites? Like World War I, World War II, U.S. Civil War, Napoleonic. What era do you favor the most, or maybe you just don't? Most people know that I'm mostly a Civil War era guy, but I do have some in World War I, World War II. Mogadishu. So you don't have a favorite yet? Okay, cool. I guess that I know I've talked about it before. Why when I first started getting back into war games, I was primarily World War II, and then I started doing the U.S. Civil War, and I started reading a book about every battle that I was actually playing. I buy the game, I read a book, and I learned so much history that I did not know before, and that really helped me with learning the history, but it's also helped me with understanding what was actually happening in that battle in the game. 2, 1, and the U.S. Civil War. Yeah, good collection there. World War I ones I find it a little hard to play sometimes solo, uh, just because a lot of them are like trench warfare. Even though I do have one that what is that called? 1918/1919 War in the West. That's always late, and that's actually got the outfit that my grandfather was in. There are also about five. Yeah, you're right. 5 World War II games. So that one is very easy period to get into. Yeah, well, there's a lot of Civil War ones too. So World War I, that's a little bit harder to pick up thing. I probably guess right now my favorite in World War I is the Raiders of the Deep, the submarine one. Yeah, so the Purple Haze, if you haven't seen it, is a tactical Vietnam game where you're leading a squad on missions, and it's pretty cool. I'm learning. I back to when it was a Kickstarter, and like I said, I'm maybe about a week or so. I'll get a demo out on mission number 1. Every time when I'm doing it, I'll try to. If it's a spoiler coming up, I'll tell you the spoiler. It's a spoiler, and then you can watch it or not watch it. But I think the best way I've learned it by watching some videos on Mission One. Yeah, and they do have the spoilers, but I found it a lot easier to learn it that way too, because there's 8 missions and then there's expansions, and so it's not like I'm ruining the whole game by doing that. And baseball, I just finished. I still got fall classic baseball going. I still got some hockey going. I just finished a couple inside the crease games. They're not published yet, but they'll be out. And so hockey season's winding down. Basketball's starting to wind down. I'll probably get some more basketball in because when the real seasons go out, I normally take them off my channel too. I was trying to think about baseball. It was one I was thinking about last night that is called Back to the Basics. It's a pretty easy game, and it's a pretty cool game. And what I haven't played in a long, long time, and I was thinking of breaking that back out again. And I'm going to probably get some season ticket baseball back out, some triple play baseball. So I have projects going in all of them. So projects, it's like the master or jack of all trades and the master of none when it comes to my sports projects. See, I got Silent War 2.0 on the table right now. Ah, that's cool. That's a cool game. I do have Silent War. I think I have no, I have Silent Victory. I'm sorry. Uh, Silent Victory is the one I have. I have a project going on that one. Yeah, I agree with you that the multiple projects going on is a lot to handle in that, and you know, I wish I could stay on longer. What I do is I try to keep myself from getting bored with any particular game or project. So I'll bring a game out and I'll do 2 or 3 games, and then I'll switch the game to another one, just to keep me refreshed. Not so much that it's any easier or any harder. And that's the only reason I do that. What is my favorite war game? Okay, that's asking a lot, but I'm going to try to say I'll try to give you like top three because there. First of all, the one that I've got to say that I really like is A Most Fearful Sacrifice by Herman Ludman. That's the gigantic one. That's the U.S. Civil War. Covers all 3 days of Gettysburg. That would be in the top three. Definitely For the People by Mark Herman. That's a card-driven Civil War game. So they're both Civil Wars so far. If I was if I was forced to pick one from World War II, right now I would say Pavlov's House. It's a solo play, not hard to learn, and it's pretty interesting. It's got historical content in it. And if I go back to the Revolutionary War, I would probably say that it's probably Washington's War in there. So I can't say which one would be the best, the most, but there's the different eras that I have, and which ones I kind of like in them. Yeah, I'm waiting for the same company, Flying Pig Games, is got the Kickstarter on the Rock of Chickamauga by Herman Lutman also, and that's going to be another big one. I'm just hoping it don't get caught up in the terrace. One of my Kickstarters is caught in the terrace. It's by Awakening Realms and Starter or Stalker, but they have already announced that all U.S. shipments are on hold. They are not going to ship to the U.S. when it's done. So heaven knows when and if I'll ever get that game. But it is what it is. I can't change it. Oh, you have 3 of the 4 I named. Oh, so we're thinking on the same line sometimes. Yeah, I'm looking For the People. I want to play. I haven't played that one for a while, but I want to play it with the CDG solo system that was created by Stuka Joe and then refined and published by GMT Games. So I want to try that one with there. I think Washington's War is one of them also, but I'm going to go For the People, and then I'll get really brave. After that, I want to do what am I? Passive Glory using the CDG system also, but that's going to take that's a big game. That's going to take me a while to play. Making myself some notes here. You say you got the Silent War 2.0 on the table, or John? Is that or Joe? Is that? I take it because it says the word silent. Is that a submarine game? The one that pops up on Board Game Geek says Silent War plus IGN second edition. So let's see if it's. Oh, that stands for the second edition plus IGN. That's the Imperial Japanese Navy. That's what that means. Here's one for Second War. I see what that. Yeah, that's submarines also. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Phoenix. Compass Games Solo, huh? Yeah, that's what it is. It's the Silent War and IGN Deluxe Second Edition. Cool. First time I heard of that one. I haven't run across it before. Okay, cool. That's kind of like Silent Victories is the Pacific, I believe, also. Hey, William, how you doing? Glad that you can join us for a little bit today. We've just been talking about various war games and sports board games and whatever anybody wants to bring up. So you got something you'd like to talk about or bring up? Let me know. Just let us all know. We'll chime in on whatever you got going. Hi, Bill. My Kickstarter for A Most Fearful Sacrifice has delivered. Have you played it or any of the Black Swan system games? Yes, John, I have played it. I haven't played the whole 3 days of Gettysburg, but I have played day one and Black System. I think a Devil's to Pay is part of the Black Swan system also, and I have played that one too. That's a Shattered Union that comes out of Tiny Battle Publishing. Let me see something. No, it doesn't say any outside the box what systems is in. This one's in here. But this is a small one. It's the good day one of the Gettysburg. Yeah, I've been thinking of that's another one I was thinking about putting back on the table in the near future is Most Fearful Sacrifice, because I finally got around to ordering the upgrade kit for A Most Fearful Sacrifice, getting the new rules and some of the stuff to put in. And so I wanted to give it a run with those things. Do you have a big enough table to cover both boards? I do. I'm lucky. That's pretty big. It's like 15 square feet or something like that if you have to play on both boards. Favorite area, Napoleonic. Well, I have some Napoleonic games, William, but I just haven't played a lot of them. The one that I have played, which is solo, is out of DVG, and that's what do they call that? Field Commander Napoleon, and that's a solo game. But I do have a couple other Napoleonic games, but I haven't got into them. I'm afraid when I keep turning my head like that, just this mic ain't picking me up because I had so much problems with it. If it's doing that, let me know if it's doing that when I'm turning my head. A 4x4 table. Well, that is not going to work. What would you guys suggest as a good starter ACW game? I tend to like tactical, narrative-focused games, but high computer density scares the hell out of me. Well, I would recommend that you'll take a look at it. I'm not saying to get it right away. Take a look. Go up in the Revolution games and look at some of the blind sword system games. The blind sword system, there are some that's got a lot of counters, but there's a few that you can get away a little bit less. But if you really want less counter density, I would go to Worthington Publishing and check out the Shattered Union series on ACW, and they're not hard to get into. And I might have a couple on my channel that it's already played through. I try to stay away from the high counter density also, because it drives me crazy trying to keep up with the admin for all of them. Teacher, I'm looking forward to the summer to pull my games out. Yeah, well, you're right around the corner. We're in May now. I don't know how your school year goes where you are. I know here my granddaughter, she's in, I don't know, junior high. No, going to be in junior high. She's only got one more week of school, and then she's out for the summer. Phoenix. This is what the box looks. It wasn't Worthington Publishing. It's Tiny Battle Publishing. This is what the box looks for the Shattered Union series. This is one of the three that I got, the Hill of Death. They're not extremely costly, and they're cards and not trip. It's a card system. It's a card system instead of a chit system, which makes it a lot better for playing solo because you never know what's going to activate next. All right, William, end of May, getting pretty close pretty soon here. You start making your plans up. Pull your games out. Get going. Trainer 27, good afternoon to you. Thank you for stopping by. We're just chatting about anything anybody wants to bring up, games or whatever. If you got something you want to talk about or you want to interject, just throw it in the column. My new GMT by Swords and Bayonets. I'm still waiting for mine to show up. I haven't heard. They charged me, but it hasn't shown up yet. And I'm going to call them tomorrow and find out, make sure they're still shipping. But anyway, yeah, that's in the Great Battles, the GB American Civil War system. Uh, which the little bit that I know about it sounds like it's pretty complex. In this, I believe that the swords and bayonets developed by a guy named Stigler was developed a lot of different battles to help you get into that system of the GBACW system. Because there's a lot, and I have a lot of GBACW stuff, but I have kind of tried to stay away from it because of the complexity of it. Yeah, so I still believe for ACW that those ones I just pointed out on the blind sword systems and the Shattered Union series systems, them are the easier ones to get into, I think. In there's so many on the blind swords, there's so many games. So once you learn the basics, no, then you don't have that much to uh, play. Do you like History Maker Baseball? Yes, I do. I haven't had it on my table for a while. I have a project. I invested. I upgraded into the Cooperstown cards, the sets, and then I did a random draft drawing. I created like 8 or 10 teams of all the all stars. Then I created a league. That's the project I got going on. Probably bring that out. I was going to bring that up about 3 weeks ago, but there was a couple other guys that were creating content for it, and I just didn't want to overload everybody. Yeah, I like it. And it's most of my baseball games are stat driven by the statistics of the player, and this gives you a little bit of a different outlook because it's based on the qualities of the player, not the statistics of the player. Is he a good runner? Is he a Gold Glover? Is he a done? So it gives you a different variance than I like difference. So. Did you see Kurt Bigland's next History Maker baseball set? I think that's the one I got, to tell you the truth, but I haven't looked at it at Kurt's intensely. I wonder if it would be better than the Team All Stars. I don't know. I'd have to check and see which one he wants. If it's the Cooperstown All Stars, that's like the Hall of Famers, and some of them are included. Some of the guys that are still are playing that are that maybes are included, and some of the guys that are been like not a lot, the Barry Bonds and the Roger Clemens, they're included, but there's a quality on the card that states certain things that punishes them a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to have to check out Kurt's to see what that is. See which one it is. I skipped over it because I thought maybe it was the same one I got, and I was looking for something else the last time I saw that. History Maker Golf, I totally agree on that one. That's my favorite golf game. I have History Maker Golf and I have ASG Golf. ASG Golf is details like shot to shot to shot to shot to shot to shot. Long time play. I love the tournament portion of History Maker Golf. And of course, I've got extra season courses and extra players. And I upgraded to their new players last year when I brought them out. Good game. I really like it. I have a tournament that I published. It's up on the site somewhere, on History Maker Golf. The last tournament I did. And again on History Maker Golf, we're getting it's like the Sunday view. We're jumping from hole to hole to hole, and it's kind of for different pairings now. For the different pairings and that's pretty cool. Yeah, there's a couple different sets of the all-time great golfer sets. I forget which ones I have. I have two or three of the different sets because I do like that game. If you like car racing, red, white, and blue racing by that company is a good one too. I think Kurt's goal was to create a standalone set of players for the last 50 years, 27, 75. So it should remain the same, assuming agree with his list. Yeah, I'm gonna look into it and see what he's doing. I don't think would be creating them for History Maker Baseball unless Mr. Avalon gave him the permission to do so. But I'm sure that Kurt would do that or would ask to do that. Kurt's been doing baseball games for a long time now. Oh, that's cool. I've been watching Dukes of Hazzard not too long ago. They were talking about Richard Petty. The first season was made in 1979, and play was red, white, and racing season for '79. Oh wow, yeah, that's a pretty cool game. Yeah, I look forward to Black Friday too. The problem I get on Black Friday is that I have a tendency to spend too much money. Beside board games, it's also a big day in record finals. Okay, I'm gonna get all confused here. Okay, I see it on play.com. I believe the set I have is the Cooperstown set. Yeah, so I'm going to check into that, see what the big difference is between Kurtz and the Cooperstown set, and see if I have to spend some more money to keep up with it. Because I like difference. I said I believe the set is the Cooperstown set. That and that this here, that's the set that I own is the Cooperstown set, not Kurtz. I see Kurtz up there too. So I definitely need to check out his video. Yeah, easy to spend money in games and vinyl. You're right. I do a lot of adding on to my vinyl CD collections. If you're ever into music, you want to check it out. If you go check on Saturdays on my site, on my site, you'll see a video every Saturday where I talk about and show the media, and I talk about the albums and CDs that I listen to during the week. I show it to you, talk about a little bit about it, and then just update. To get a fair following. Kurtz is the past 50 years. Oh, 75 to 25. Yeah, all right. I'm definitely going to look into that then. Okay, guys. Thanks for hitting my wallet up today. I'm only teasing. I'm glad you did. I missed that because I missed it watching the video. But I will go back and watch the video. Oh, I forgot. I missed that one up there. I'm sorry. How much time do I dedicate to games each week? I think I need to work on that to always give myself some time for gaming. Well, I'm retired, and so I have a pretty flexible schedule. And how much time do I play? I try to play a game every day and study a game every day. So maybe 2-3 hours. You know, the studying is normally watching videos and reading the rule books, and that's mostly related to the war games. And now, like a hockey game, it takes me like 3 days, or a football game, because it takes me about 45 minutes for a period in a hockey game. So I'll play the first period. The next day, I walk away. I come back the next day, and I stay refreshed. So I do the second period, and the third day I come back, and I play the third period and record the third action. So that takes a little bit longer than an hour when I'm doing the recording, but it works out that way. So they, some days are more. Some days, I don't count. I get back into this office. I'm normally in this area at night. After I finish watching whatever I've been watching on TV, and there's sports on TV, and then I get back here and I start looking at things, and sometimes I might watch 2 or 3 different videos on different games, just to learn them or see if I'm interested in them. So, but I can't definitely say that it's every night that happens. Yeah, well, we got 5-6 people came on today chatting a little bit. I was a little bit worried. It was Mother's Day. We wouldn't have anybody coming in. Yeah. Cooperstown has a dead ball there. Nap Lajoie, he's pretty cool. He's one of the players in Superstar Baseball that I've been playing for, I don't know, since the early 80s. And he always goes like, when we have our drafts, he goes like, he's like the number 2 or number 3 second baseman. When we're drafting for second baseman, he's number 2 or 3 that goes every year for his defense and his hitting. Roger Hornsby always goes first. Nobody's ever passed on Hornsby, and they had the first pick on the second baseman. And we just started our season 26 last week. We got through the draft and everything. We started season 26. And both my AL teams lost and both my NL teams won. So we'll have to see. Wow. That's some history there. Both of your grandfathers, second and third grandfathers, were both at Gettysburg. Wow. But my grandfather was the sergeant in the Fighting 69th out of New York City in World War I, and he was over there. I think they called him the Rainbow Division, and he was over there. He actually got shot with the bad luck for the Thorntons. I guess he got shot in the Oregon forest a month before the war ended. He lived, but he couldn't have made it another month. But I got a lot of history with him. He was with Fighting Father Duffy in there, and he's I've got his books. His name is mentioned in it, and his name's mentioned in the historical sites for it. That's pretty neat when we have grandpas that were involved in something like that. I don't know about his father, So that was my grandfather, and that was World War One. That was a long time ago. So his father could have easily, or his grandfather could have easily. I forget when we came over. Could have been in uh, Gettysburg too, because I believe there was a division out of the fighting 69th Division. I forget what they were called back then. That was in the Civil War, and I remember they were in a big battle with a group of guys from Alabama. But I don't know my family history that well back then. Yeah, and when you talk about studying the game, I studied the history of my war games. That's what I was talking about before. Is I normally buy a book that relates to whatever that was. If it was Champion Hill, if it was Gettysburg or Shiloh, I buy a book relating to that particular battle, and then read the history about it. And that I haven't done any reading lately because I finished up a book and I was doing the Hood's last campaign up in through Tennessee. I read a book about that too. I know I talked about it a lot earlier in this session here, but is anybody that's come out since any of you people have the game This War of Mine? It's a pretty cool game. They got the second editions on Kickstarter right now. But what I really liked about it is they went out to the trouble of making a first edition upgrade pack. And they're adding a lot of stuff to the game, and I did back that. I want to get it. I really like that game. It's a solo play, and it's in a like a false city in Europe, and you're not soldiers fighting the war. Your people's trying to survive within the city during a war, and there's a lot that goes on: getting food, meeting people, and all kinds of stuff like that. Pretty cool. I've never won it yet. Well, I got it in my back. Oh, cool! The second edition. Yeah, I didn't. I have the original, and this, had the option to do the second edition or to back the first edition upgrade kit. That's what I got, the first edition upgrade kit, or got coming someday, hopefully. And then I'll break that one out and get it back on the table. That's a tough one. Yeah, I agree with you, Phoenix. I like that. I like that also, and and it's really really tough. It makes you make a lot of hard decisions between friends and what you want to do, what you need, and what you want to get, and what you want to keep, and all of that stuff. You know, and for years when it came out, people were saying, "Oh, it's such a dark game. Stay away from it." Well, I never considered it to be a dark game because it's just a game about something that it's a dark situation, but that does not make the game dark, in my opinion, anyway. Yeah, so I really like it too. Uh, if any of you or anybody else that's beside me in Phoenix that have already backed certain portions, so if you like something like that, look it up. It's still available on Kickstarter and Game Found, and you might want to back it, might not, but check into it. It is a good game. And some if you got wondering what this is, play games to heal children. This is one of the shirts I got for 8 years. I led an extra life marathon team every November, the first Saturday of November. This was the shirt that I got for raising so much money every year and that. So great uh, activity to support. And it's gamers playing games to raise money that all go to the Children's Hospital Network. It's pretty cool. I just got tired after 8 years of doing it, and I decided I took a break last year. I don't know if I'll do it this year or not. I haven't made up my mind. And I used to, the marathon is on the first Saturday of every November every year. And I held a 24-hour marathon at my house. I am in California, Joe. Unfortunately, huh? Born and raised in Buffalo, New York, and I left Buffalo, New York in '66 when I went in the military. And when I got out of the military at '86, I didn't want to go back there because for two reasons. The economy wasn't very good back there at that time, and also I didn't want to shovel snow anymore. I was tired when I grew up there. Working for Westinghouse, I still have to get up in the morning, shovel my driveway out, go to work for 8 or 9 hours, come home and have to shovel to get back in again. And I don't want to do that. If you guys ever watch in the wintertime, the snowstorms in Buffalo are crazy. I kind of got stuck in California for a while, and that's why I'm still here. But what I find locally, I got a couple people locally that I find to play baseball board games with, but to find war gamers locally is really, really hard. So only one like what he calls himself a board game, a game store, but they don't really deal in that. They're really like into Magic and Warhammer and those type of things, which is good. They got a nice following and everything, but just doesn't help the normal war gamer. So finding people to play with is a little difficult. That's why I finally decided to go on to the games with the solo capability. And I do that even with my multiplayer games. Is to get it be soloable or solo friendly. Like the blind sword system is like 1 to 2 players. Yeah, that's the problem with game stores, right? They have a tendency to go one direction and the other. There's a really nice game store down in Redlands, California. That's about 45-minute drive from me. And if I'm looking for regular multiplayer games, they carry quite a big stock of them in there. But then they're very limited on if they have any war games in there or not. So most of my war games comes directly from the company, GMC or Tiny Battle Publishing, Worthington, the whole gang. Yeah, I agree with you. I've gone that way now. That's why I really like the one that I'm learning right now, Purple Haze. That's pretty cool. It's a solo game. Could be played with more than solo, but I think it's primarily was built for solo. I've been working real hard to try to learn MMP's system, the Great Campaigns of the American Civil War, because I've got material on that. And I haven't had it on the table yet, but I've read the rules 1.5 times, and I've watched the videos. And sooner or later this year, I'm going to get it on the table and learn it. There's a guy called Patrick's Tactics and something on YouTube that does a nice learning. He's got a series of 6 learning videos on that system, which I've been watching. Yeah, it's hard to find players, but I think what we're lucky about, the one thing is probably just, I'll say a little bit before COVID, designers started seeing the interest of people wanting solo rules or solo friendly games, and they've been adding it into the games ever since then. And a lot of them have it in it now, which is lucky for us. Yeah, there you go. Patrick's Tactics and Tutorials does a nice job with his Great Campaigns in the American Civil War tutorial series. Okay. All right, gang. Anybody got anything else they want to talk about? We're coming up on 55 minutes here pretty soon. That's pretty nice. This is a surprise. I was really surprised when people started coming on. I was happy because I thought, oh, well, I changed my time. Plus, it's Mother's Day. So, a lot of people are tied up in doing Mother's Day activities. Yeah, so I'm staying with the 3 p.m. for this month and next month for sure, just to see how this works. And if the people are going to come up like this, that's one of the reasons why I moved it. I appreciate it. Because we can get off of me here now, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can go jump on all of the other guys that are playing tonight. Because I think Dave Gardner does something on Sunday nights. Kurt normally does something on Sunday nights. Artie does stuff on Sunday nights with Wargaming. So a lot of good programs going on tonight on Sunday nights. Okay, so mark your calendars for the end of the month, Q&A plus the channel report on the 25th at 3 p.m. I think sometimes when I'm giving that channel report, some people are hesitant to interject stuff, and I don't care. If I'm doing a report and you interject a question or something, I'll stop and deal with you, and then I'll get back to the report. Report's just like an overview of what I did for the month for the channel and what I'm thinking about doing for the next month. Okay, just gonna wait a couple more minutes and I'll close her up for the Mother's Day Talking About 16. Can't believe it's 16 months I've been doing this particular one. Let's skim through this one more time. Make sure I didn't miss anything else. Yeah, I think I got everything. Okay, folks, it was great to have you on today. Thank you very much for joining and chatting and bringing up your subjects. So take care of yourselves out there. Be kind to each other and stay safe.